Welcome back to the Soul Food Podcast. I'm Michael Vukelic.
And I'm Jeannette Meier. Together we share insights and conversations to help you cultivate joy, peace, and prosperity while unlocking your limitless potential.
Yes, get ready for a transformative journey filled with laughter, strategies, and lively discussions that will inspire you to thrive in every area of your life. Hello, Jeannette.
Hello, Michael. So nice.
Yes, of course. Here we are having another great session where we're going to share some more beautiful wisdom. And, we get to see each other and, talk and laugh and joke and learn something from each other.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Which is so beautiful, so nurturing. But yes. So today
I'm feeling a little wound up today. I'm sorry because I'm finally free. I don't know if anyone knows, but it wasn't a serious surgery by any means, but I had a surgery, and I haven't really had surgery ever. And I had a surgery a week ago, and they put me under a lot of different medication, and I was objecting to all of it. It's like, no, you're putting these things into my body I really don't want. And they tried to talk me into a lot of things, here, this will calm you down, here, this will, we really need to, sometimes we really want to be in control. I'm like, no, that's not my issue. My issue is I know who's in control, and I know I'm helping all of this, right? But my issue is all these things pouring into my body are going to affect me. They're going to affect me. And as you said, we were just talking very briefly, it affected the way I thought. It affected the nervous system, and serious, it's a week later, I'm finally feeling back to normal, back to, well, who's normal, right?
Who's normal. And that's the beauty that not everyone is normal. But no, I can say it because I saw you last week.
Yes.
And yes, you were not centered, and you were losing train of thoughts easily, no?
Yeah.
And you were
Yeah.
saying, "Oof, I'm forgetting this, I forgot that." And so we commented at that time, and today very quickly, what it is, no? Really, when when you're not used to have medicine or anything outside of well, things put in your body that you usually don't take, that it really decenters, and you notice it even more because you're used to be centered and observe yourself, and see where you are, and you were seeing you weren't there.
All right. Where did I go?
Yes.
Where'd Mike go? Where is he? I don't know. I told the story about, uh, I would just get outside and I would go for walks, but I felt like you could feel you were drugged, right? So they just gave me some different pills for pain. They gave me anesthesia to knock me out. I've never had that done before.
No.
And I could tell for an entire week, I felt that. So,
Yes.
and
Incredible.
for me, other people may react differently. Yes, I felt kind of doped up. I felt, kind of like my thinking was not clear, but also there was this level of irritation. And I referenced, an old story where I used to work for one of the major airlines. And when I first started, the first 7 or 8 years, I was an aircraft mechanic. And I used to work nights, and I would be outside all night long fixing, repairing aircraft. I mean, out in the cold in Chicago, Illinois.
Wow, yeah.
And in would, 7 a.m. or whatever, I'm about to go home. The airplane's fixed, it's complete, it's done, it's ready to go, right? I'm signing the logbook off or whatever, and in walks the pilots and, the flight attendants, they're all happy and, hey, yeah, we get to go off to, Jamaica today. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. There was a level of irritation just doing that job.
Hmm.
And these are the things though that tend to that pushed me to wake up. Like,
Hmm.
what are we doing here? We're feeling this. What can we do about that? Why am I feeling this? What's the underlying motivation for how you feel and where is it coming from and what do you really want? So it started this curiosity in me that brought me to this place today. And Jeanette, you had a story you wanted to tell us too, didn't you? About your
Yeah,
you
no.
feel like you have so many different things going on.
Yes, I'm in the impasse. I'm starting this half-time job that
Yeah.
requires two different heads. Well, two different heads for two different companies, sister companies. In which in one of the companies I'm the director and HR person, so more heads. I'm dealing with so many heads,
Oh yeah.
and then also dealing with a customer that it's just starting up the project, a big customer, so many meetings, and that's supposed to be only in 5 hours a day, which it doesn't happen. It's more. But in addition, I have these things, no, which I love is this our podcast and counseling and many things it's where I'm thriving to, no, also.
Right.
So, and today, in addition, I had to go to a therapy I had set up, no, into the city, which is so crowded and so much traffic
Which
between
city?
meetings in Barcelona,
Okay.
between meetings and yes, and I was telling Michael, okay, I understand you were dragged the other week and you weren't in there. I'm juggling with so many hats and things, and it would be nice to talk today about staying centered, no? Because in all of this, what I'm doing at the end, I'm having fun. Okay, I'm
Yes.
having fun because it has a lot of creativity in it, and I have a lot of freedom to define how I'm managing things. So it's on me. So it's really somehow fun. I just have to learn to walk this path, to juggle it in a way that I'm not losing any ball. But it's a fun game of not letting any ball fall. I'm not taking it in as, oh, what, I'm stressed. And so I'm not concentrating on that, on the stress. I'm concentrating on the fun and on the liberty I have to define what to do in which moment, even if I have customer meetings that I cannot change. But
Right.
I'm dealing with people at the end, and that's for me, it's what I like, no? So it's really
Hmm.
to look into how do we stay centered with so much outside input, no? Uh, in your case, a surgery that changes your inner balance because of medications you're not used to have. And in my case, and also in your case, but in many people's cases, is the everything we have to do to keep up the day to day, you know? So, yes. So I was thinking of speaking about that and how to maintain our calmness in all this moving
In a world
world.
full of chaos, right? How do
Yes.
we, it's navigating life, right? We're
Yes.
navigating life is because life is always going to show us so many different things. Of course, as we raise our consciousness, we tend to narrow that, to more desirable,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, events, situations, people, will tend to bring more of those wonderful people and events and situations into our life. But there's always something, right, that
Yeah, there's
could
always
stress
something.
us out, throw us off course. So coming back to center, as you say, was something that I had to learn. It sounds like you've learned it
Mm-hmm.
too. It's
Still have to learn,
it's a
yes.
way to really rein your thoughts in, Okay. I mean, because when you start overthinking anything, there's always a tendency to go back to, your, you could call it childhood thinking or childhood programming or earlier conditioning that you were raised with.
Hmm.
Because the mind, there's a chemistry to every state of mind, right? So we tend to, and I know this was my case. I won't speak for you, but uh, myself, my body, which is my unconscious mind. I still like to use the word unconscious. I believe subconscious is a misnomer. You're
Mm.
either conscious thinking or unconscious thinking. Where's the subconscious come in? I don't get
Mm.
Anyway,
Nice.
so unconsciously, we, the unconscious mind likes to have that feeling in the body that it's become used to. And that's that chemistry coming from the brain when we tend to choose an old path of thinking, right? Something we're used to. So even though for the longest time when I was younger, even though I knew I didn't like it, that chemistry would come up from the thoughts, and I would find myself feeling and thinking a certain way that I felt when I was very young. So, and it's a choice. It's a choice to come back to center, come back to the present moment, realize what's being
Hmm.
placed in front of you and navigating in a positive wonderful ways, where you can stay in the moment and stay in joy and know that it's all working out for you either way. I mean, yes, it can be overwhelming at times. And drug-induced types of things,
Yeah, that's more
I
difficult.
found that a little difficult this
It's
last year.
difficult because there's not much control. We cannot control things, but at the end we can observe thoughts and observe and change our mindset, no? But when you are under drugs, it's more difficult to do this change, no? And this observation. You see it, but it's more difficult to move outside of it because there is a chemical imbalance there. Mm.
And yes, so I chose ways to move the chemical or the drug
Hmm.
to move it through my body quickly.
Yeah.
I would, they said, don't exercise, you should rest, you should do this. And I'm like, I want to go out and walk every day,
Hmm.
just get something going,
Hmm.
drink a lot of water, and I went back to my healthy drinks, healthy food, keep walking every day. Sometimes I even walk twice a day. So
Hmm.
it helped. It really did help.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine. Yeah, it's moving the body to reinforce the activity of detoxifying, plus
Mhm.
your mind also and your yes, your being to be able to recenter through the calmness, of the walking and seeing and observing.
And I can't say I did that. I mean, yes, I was doing that. It was really a good thing, but there were times I put in a movie that was
Mm-hmm. Normal, yeah.
not something I would normally watch. It
You were
was
like,
some old Western thing where I shoot 'em up and all this. I mean, something I haven't watched in like 10 years, but I mean, I don't know. It's easy to stay um, in a place of misery once you find it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's where, again, we go into this effort and
Right.
responsibility. It's your responsibility to take the effort to move away of those things. No,
It is.
you feel I want to stay in the sofa and seeing a movie or whatever movie it is, and nurturing myself of whatever there is. Not and then you have to fight inside. No, no, stand up, stand up. It's good for you. You feel better afterwards. And it's this effort, but once you do it, you're a step further away of where you were.
Yes, it helps a lot. It does. It helps a lot. It really does. So what kind of things do you do to keep yourself when life is chaotic, or maybe you have, a full plate for the day? What kind of things do you do to keep yourself centered and focused and in your happy place?
Yeah. Well, I've been back to back with meetings one after the other, but I stood up
Uh,
and went for a tea, and then while I talked with my dog, Mr. Toy, and it's really to get out of the loop, this loop that keeps you inside. No, it's just stand up, and then when I stand up, I've already have it very in me, not the observation. So I'm able to see what I'm tense in my shoulder. Okay, relax, and talk to myself and change mindsets and see in my case, I see the positive in everything. No, I've learned it's not that I'm obviating what's not good. In reality, the only not good thing is that there are meetings after the other, no? But I know it's for me to learn to stay in my center. And
yes.
it's temporary only. I was asked to do this, the client, for 1.5 months. So this is afterwards when the consultants come in and everything. So it really relaxes more. So it's for me a learning phase of really being this chaos to still stay centered, stay in me, breathe, breathe. And
Hmm.
I do sports in the morning, early morning. That one I don't put aside. I really swim, or I did weight today. So
Nice.
so
Yeah.
I stay in there. No, I do it in the 6 in the morning. So the day starts well in my heart. Then it moves.
Yeah.
But that's for me to, okay, stand up, breathe, play a little bit with Mr. Toy, and then continue.
Very nice. Yes, I find that to be true too. After, you know, I love to teach. I love to do all these things. And being an entrepreneur, you're drawn, to do many different things on the computer
Yeah.
at your desk, right? Whether it's Zoom calls or whatever it is. Okay.
Hmm.
And standing up, breaking the cycle, as you say, and standing up and going for a walk or getting exercise if you're able, right? Getting some exercise, even getting up and moving your body is really
Yeah.
important. Okay, even if you just calm your thoughts, walk, get a cup of tea, come back, and go into a meditative state or just for 5 minutes. It
Hmm.
breaks that breaks the tendency of the mind to just keep recircling or reprocessing, right?
Yeah.
So
This looping. And yes,
yes.
and even if you cannot walk out or so, just move away from the
Right.
desk, push it
Yeah.
away, and then just breathe a little bit and see things differently, and then you go back to it. But yeah, just move
I've
away.
actually it's so true. I've actually worked with clients um, in the office where they have a routine,
Hmm.
and it's so routine, they even sit in the same chair every day. I'm like, okay, number one, you need to break this routine. You need to, what else can you do? You ask them, what is it you really enjoy? I mean, let's
Hmm.
let's get you out of this constant comfort zone. And one of the things, I mean, what if you came back when you do go into your home and you decide to relax and whatever? What if you pick a different chair?
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
He was
Yeah, yeah,
always going
change it.
back to the same chair. I mean, okay, same view, same perspective every day. So I thought it was
True.
funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. But still, there are many, many, many people that have a routine, and they're also afraid of moving away from the routine because they're afraid something changes that they cannot control anymore.
And wow, that you've just touched on a subject that I'm actually working on.
Hmm.
And I'm going to actually be placing this into my webinar and my workshops, I actually have people identify their fears because, and they can be, most of them are just emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're emotions. Uh, and I listed quite a few um, that can be so debilitating for your life. I mean, whether it could be even something totally different. Like, okay, if you start to really shine in your life, if you choose that and you want to shine, okay, let's say you want to do something out of the ordinary, it's going to get you out of your comfort zone, and it could be very advantageous for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I call it outshining. So you choose to outshine your partner. You choose to outshine maybe even your siblings or whoever is near your parents. So this pushes you into a place of, ooh, I may be alienated from these people. I may feel abandoned. I may, there's many different things that come from that, right? Just choosing to be a different you could have an effect on many things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a valid fear that people have,
Yes.
especially entrepreneurs, because we need to push
Yeah.
to get ourselves out there, right? If you have a structured life, if you have, a plan to follow, if you have other people around you who are always supporting you, that's different. An entrepreneur, you've got to strike out there. You have to make your mark, your impact on the world, and that pushes you out to be authentic and shine, right? Show up. And sometimes there's a lot of fear around that, many different fears, right? I was starting to list some of these. I thought they were pretty cool. One can lead right into another,
Yeah,
and
yeah, surely. People have, yeah, a lot of fear to outshine.
yes,
No,
yeah,
they're very, very, I have a lot of fear to outshine because number one, yes, they don't know, they cannot, they wouldn't know how to control that. And in reality, we don't have to control, but well, we're used to control everything. So outshining is not, you're not in your comfort zone of knowing what's
right,
happening around you. So if you outshine, what happens then? No, people, how
right.
will they react towards you? No? So, and
And
how
that's one
will
of the
you deal with that?
right, and that's a huge thing for
Yeah.
a lot of families, right? Growing up in my family, I mean, you had to always be aware of what other people thought of you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
what will the neighbors think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Don't
No,
say
it's
that.
like, right. So there are so many things, right? But when you start to shine,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? You let that beautiful God part of you shine. You let your angels and guides help you. You let your intuition open up. You start to let beauty into your life. It's amazing. Okay.
Yes.
So and you start to really trust. But this is a whole different life than what I was trained to
Mm-hmm.
how I was trained to live or how I
Mm-hmm.
was trained to think, right?
Yes.
So this takes a lot of courage and you build confidence and you build trust and you start to shine. You start to be authentic and it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, right?
Mm-hmm. It's so
But that's
beautiful.
going totally against everything I learned.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah,
And that connects back to where we started, because for me, one thing that keeps me calm in the stress is to be able to be, like I said before, in liberty and freedom to be who I
Mhm.
am and create what I love, you know? So it's
Yeah,
really shining through the
yes.
heart, in my case, but shining in whatever I do, I'm shining. So it's not that I'm shining, it's really that I'm letting myself get out to be me in the meetings, in wherever it is. I'm still me. I'm not letting this weight that comes from the outside pushing me down.
Outside influences, yes.
Yes, they don't
Yeah,
push me down. I'm still
right. Right.
in my shining.
Good.
So that keeps me centered. And that's why I'm having fun with it.
That's it. That's it. That right there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when you can really show up authentic, and it's all, I mean, there's so many things that play into this. Loving who you are, loving what you have to say, what you want to share, um, having amazing experiences all come from this, right? You're shining your light, as they
Yes,
say, right?
yes.
And you mentioned something there that's very important, all the people around you. As I do video, as I do whatever it is, right? There's always feedback, right? No, you should be more this way. You should be
Mm-hmm.
more that way. You should be, I just
It's
have to
me.
be me.
It's me.
Right. And this is one of the huge um, pieces of wisdom that I've learned here uh, for many, many years. Okay. And maybe this is true for you. I'm not sure. I would allow my outside reality,
Mm-hmm.
people, the places, the situations, the events of my life, like a surgery,
Mm-hmm.
I would allow these things to dictate how I felt.
Yeah.
In other
So,
words, it's a reaction, but I'm allowing what's going on out here to dictate how I feel.
mm-hmm.
And when you start to shine beautifully, those things, oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you stay focused and stay who
Mm-hmm.
you are. Stay strong and courage and confident and courageous in who you are. So
Yes.
it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing. It's amazing because that is why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
every one of us has that inside, and that's why we're here
Yes.
to shine that way, to
Yes.
because there's going to be people that you will affect their entire existence because as you wake up, they wake up. You
Mm-hmm.
share with them, they wake up, right?
Yes. You project your beingness, your genius, your whatever outside. And as you do that, you allow them to project their essence to the world as well.
But do you agree? Do you think it's true that, I mean, maybe I won't label just entrepreneurs, but outshining your peers, outshining your family or friends is very intimidating. It can be difficult.
I think,
It
yeah,
a lot of different ideas, and I mean, and you're thinking, wow, I'm moving away from these people,
mhm,
which creates
mhm.
more fear, right?
Yes, yes. And it's not entrepreneurs, it's anyone that is starting to shine. Whenever you
Yeah.
start to outshine, you're going to impact positively everyone
Yes.
else, but you are daring at that time, so you're not there yet, knowing that nothing wrong happens, so you still think that you might be impacting them negatively. But at the
Mm.
end, you see that when you outshine and you are who you are, everything around you changes to the positive.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter that you cannot control because it's positive.
Yeah, there's a beautiful energy that comes forth from within
Hmm.
and shows up everywhere. So
Yes.
you're right. You're right. I mean, um, part of my story quickly, when I worked for a big corporation
Hmm.
and I would shine there,
Hmm. Hmm.
people didn't like it.
Mm-mm. Push
No,
down,
no,
no?
no. Push this. No,
No.
no, no. Fall in line, pal. Yeah, they didn't like it.
Yeah, because when you outshine, you start seeing things that you don't like and you tell them because you don't like and you don't see that they are give value to you, not to to the people you have around. So better for you to stay in line, stay controlled, and you shining out and seeing things.
Yes, and if you have a lot of wisdom to share, it naturally makes some of the people who are in charge self-conscious. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they start to feel small. So they want to have you feel small. Don't do that to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it I've come to realize a lot of things, but one of the biggest fears I find is as you shine, or maybe it was just more for me, but as you start to shine brightly, the people around you, some of them don't like it. So
Mm-hmm.
it can be difficult. So,
Yeah, but yes, I know, and I've lost. I wouldn't say lost. I've moved away, or they moved away from me.
yes,
But
sure.
then you understand that those weren't the relationships you want, because the
Exactly.
ones that love you for who you are, they are there always, no matter what, and they see you as who you are, and they appreciate you, no, because you appreciate and love them. But the ones that cannot deal with this
Yes.
shining, with this
You
shining,
naturally fall out of your life, right?
they fall out of your life. But it's okay, because they were meant to be there.
Right. Right.
For what
So
do you
you're,
want them?
yeah, you're evolving as you should.
Hmm.
And actually, you're inviting them to do the same.
Yes, always,
Yes.
always.
So very good. Very nice. Very
Mhm.
nice.
So before we end, just a question to our listeners. I would love to know how they are outshining, or how they are dealing with their daily stress. How do they
Absolutely.
calm themselves with what we've been talking? No, that we would love to hear something about that.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear some questions or comments about anything that
Mm-hmm.
we discuss. Outshining is a big one. I'm glad we talked about that today. And yeah, I have a free workshop coming up too that I want everyone to know about.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually tomorrow already.
Uh-huh.
So
Wow.
I don't know. That's
Yeah,
this.
when
Well,
it's
yeah,
being,
it'll be Tuesday the 4th. So
yes.
yeah, so that's when the workshop is. And if anybody's interested, you can always email me or, find out more about it. I think my website has all the information on there also, which is outrageoussuccess.com.
And you
So
can find the website on the comments, and under the about of Soul Food podcast, and yes, and in the comments.
great, 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 great. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that it's free. If I can offer that to someone, absolutely happy to do that.
Yes, it will be very good. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy.
You too.